just falling like with the sky. That will within the forefront. Sending back. Now we can look. Break it down the walls. And the world of fire. Answering the calls.
Echo, echo, echo. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this week's show. Echo, where we echo the sounds and voices of people who are doing things in the world of crypto. And, on occasionally we have people who aren't doing things in the world of crypto, but just who are doing amazing things in the world. So we are your hosts. I am Kimberly, otherwise known as that Black Crypto Chick. And I have my lovely host, Miss Rashona.
Rashona Bennett, also known as RB Rising One, also that crypto spiritualist. And we're here for an
Hey,
exciting show
that's
today.
right.
I'm
That's
lit.
right. We got a good one for you because Rashona and a few of the other team members actually went down to Invest Fest, which took place in Atlanta last week, and they have all sorts of good tidbits to share with you. So we're gonna get right into it. I mean, how was that event? I got so many little tidbits from you guys. You guys were like, oh my God, this is great. Oh my God, this is great. So, you guys I mean, how many of you guys actually went down there? We're like five, you guys.
So BK Crypto, it's four of us, so three of us are the team, and then our other team partners, Melanie and Cookie Coach and Nikki, um, Monster Nikki, she also came down too. So we actually got to connect. Um, man, I I want to
It was good.
create the words that can really express the feelings that we all felt. That was literally all divine. Like everything that we
Hmm.
experienced, it was no chasing. It actually, when we came down with intentions, we actually experienced that. We met who we need to meet. We connected who we need, and
Wait,
everybody.
wait, 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 wait,
So
wait, wait,
first,
wait, wait. You're going too
okay,
fast here. First,
okay.
what inspired you? What inspired you? Because it wasn't just one person. It was a few of you. What inspired you to go down and attend InvestFest? Was this the third one or the second one? I can't remember. Do you
So
recall?
InvestFest from Earn Your Leisure, man, shout out to what they're doing. Their educational platform. It was really intentional. I watch Earn Your Leisure constantly every Monday. You know, um, and when you get to watch other people of color expanding the wealth and knowledge of how to transform lives through financial literacy education, I'm sold. And so
Mhm.
understanding them too, they're from New York.
Mhm.
And so watching them, it was inspirational because as we do, we are about BK Crypto, about education, about to the diaspora through financial literacy, but they use stocks and several different diversifications, but
Diversified
we
asset
entered
class.
into the platform educating through crypto. So automatically just seeing these brothers
Mhm.
and their gift, I was like,
Mhm.
I gotta be there. Like the energy from the last 3 years when you watch InvestFest and who were the lineups, it's like
Mhm.
if you're about anything and you're transforming lives and you want to be in the energy of exceptional and extraordinary beings, it's a
Mhm.
must. If you're talking
Mhm.
about leveling up, not only just in a personal level, personal development, but also in your business, it was important to show up.
Mhm. 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 So, what keynote speakers? I can't remember the lineup, but what keynote speakers or sessions, most impact on you, and why? Why did you? Because you were just fired up when we spoke.
Yeah. So first, before I go into that, right, I just want to say there is nothing like being surrounded in a black sea
Girl, I hear you.
of powerful beings
Mhm.
that is literally full of love,
Mhm.
support, nurturing. Like it was who, even whether they were the influencers that you see on YouTube or they were celebrities or people who were building a business from the bottom to the top, it was all a synergy of love, of
Mhm.
support, of wisdom.
Yeah.
There's nothing like InvestFest.
Mhm.
To have that experience, but the emotions that ran through when you met people and you talked to them, even though the who I've seen that I watch on YouTube, the connection was so divine. So man, there were so many inspirational speakers, and because it was also organized in time. And let me tell you too, they had an app. They had an app that they created, Profound. And so you sort of line up of who you want to see. And personally, you probably want to see everybody, but it had to make sense because we also wanted to connect with people who were in the marketplace who were also vending.
Mhm.
So the speakers or that really was high level,
Mhm.
which was all, but that took the cake and filled the room
Okay.
was
For you.
17 Keys,
Mhm. Mhm.
Billy Carson,
Mhm.
and Yaka Awakening. And it was powerful because it was a high level conversation and you felt the transformation in the room. I mean, there was no seats left available. It must have been over 10,000 people.
Mhm.
And
Wow.
their expertise, when you think about Billy Carson, you think about transformation on a cellular level. You think about
Mhm.
his impact as an entrepreneur, as a businessman,
Mhm. Mhm.
who actually opened up doors and decided to create his own platform in media, right?
Mhm.
You think about
Mhm.
19 Keys, phenomenal young man who I actually got to meet, who reminds me of a young, I said it now I'm losing, Farrakhan. And
I
if
agree.
you listen to him,
I agree. I
he's
felt
a
that way when I
young
first saw him years
Farrakhan.
ago. Mhm. Mhm.
And his demeanor in itself, just in a room, speaks
Mhm.
volume of
Mhm.
transformation and love, of wisdom.
Yeah.
And then Yaki Awakening, just hearing his story from coming from the streets, and now he's talking about health registry and health science and changing your life through health and transformation.
Oh.
Man, so you embody everything, a transformation of your mind, your body, and your soul. And when you saw the synergy of these powerful black men on the stage and you saw the people get up,
Mhm.
game over.
Mhm.
Transformation. There's one
Mhm.
thing I want to say that 19 Keys said. He said several different things, but what resonated that spoke volume, I think was Melanie who posted it. He said, well, give me 1 second. Let me just find it because it was impactful.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
said, if you don't feel the shift, it's because you're not a part of it.
That's powerful. That's power, and so many people are not part of it because they're just kind
And
of
so
passive,
when
allowing things to
so
happen. Go ahead.
when you are in this energy and
Mhm.
you hearing the conversations, the high level conversations being made, if you're
Mhm.
not in the room or don't feel this transformation, because you're not a part of it. When he talked about transformation of self, that you have to be the one to make the changes. You can't depend on government. You can't depend on the policies that's being governed right now in the election, Democrat and Republican. You got to take precedence of yourself.
Amen.
You
Mhm.
have to be the creator of your life. You have to be the star in your movie. And
I
that in
agree.
itself is
I
how
agree.
we're going to grow collectively as a community.
Mhm.
What you put in your body, what you're eating, the
I hear you.
conversations.
You preaching to the choir, bro.
And you had, I
Mhm.
mean,
And that's
yes.
real.
And then you
Mhm.
had, I
Mhm.
mean, 50 Cent. 50 Cent came on,
Mhm.
and why that was powerful because we know 50 Cent, he's from our era. And he talked
Mhm.
about high level business, pretty much saying, I don't want to say F you money, but you can't just
Mhm.
wait for them to create the life that you want. His show Power, when he talked about
Mhm.
power, impactful because you didn't know he put most of his money in it and
Mhm.
wasn't hardly getting paid.
Mhm. Mhm.
But guess what? Power had what, 4 or 5 seasons, and we were all glued to the station watching 50 Cents. He
This
talked
is true.
about, branding. He talked about the
Mhm.
power of most liquor companies, let's say market to men of color. He got paid, but he also was honest and said, I don't drink any of that. But he
Mm-hmm.
got paid for it,
Mm-hmm.
right? He stood his
Mm-hmm.
ground. And also he's doing real estate investment. Like
Mm-hmm.
just him being himself on stage, you felt the energy, you felt his truth, and he didn't have to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And the people were excited because you saw yourself in those. We are all a reflection. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're not thinking about elevating to the next level, then you wouldn't even understand the conversations that were precedent. Then you had another brother, and I know you said one, but I got to tell you who was shining.
Please go.
And you talk about brother Nehemiah Davis. Nehemiah Davis is a powerful young man. I believe he started doing T-shirts. And he talked about his story going to high school, going to college, and always getting kicked out. But again, this is what he said. He actually owns a podcast called Circle of Creations. He's an author, entrepreneur, philanthropist, and he helps coaches. He helped coach, consult, and entrepreneurs increase their income. But when he got on the stage, this young man, I don't know if he's a millennial or Gen Z, but let me tell you, the brother said, once your mind is expanding to a new idea, it's hard to go back to its original way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get allergic to education and don't execute it.
Right, right. Because people don't realize that constantly learning is the key. It's like you need to be constantly learning something new because things evolve and change. So I am so with that. I am so with that.
But
Even
but it's not only to the but it's not only to the learning
yeah,
and the educating, it's applying
executing.
it, it's
Yeah,
application,
execution,
right?
execution. Because some people get
Execution.
analysis paralysis. You know, a lot of people get that when they just like taking information, they never act upon it. So I am so with you on that. Go ahead, keep going, keep going.
Yeah, yeah. And man, tall
Mm-hmm.
guy tycoon, he brought it in. He brought it in with understanding the market. So tall guy tycoon, beautiful platform. He had his panel, and then you also have Ian Dublab. And I say that in as they coincide because they both are teaching and educating in the markets and
Mm-hmm.
understanding where we stand in the market. So let's start with tall guy tycoon. Beautiful story from how he's come to where he is today. I know I also brought his book, The Strategic Millionaire, Seven Laws of Wealth, The Rich Don't Tell You. It's phenomenal. I've been starting to read it. And
Mm-hmm.
why it's beautiful? Because, again, you get to see yourself in these people and where they've come, in a humble starting and why they are where they are.
And that's what
And
it is.
not stingy, the word stingy with their knowledge and their wisdom,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he talked about the market, the analysis, and where we are, and how do you actually kind of how do you hedge against the unseen, right? How do you build that wealth? And it's actually kind of getting in early before the M
That's
pattern,
true. That's
right?
true. Yeah,
Before the double
yeah,
M. He shared
yeah,
that. Plethora of great presentation. Aim Doublap of Anya Leader, who's part of that. He deals with the stocks. He's Red Panda, phenomenal.
uh-huh.
I got to actually meet him, and he's such a divine soul. Like he
Mm-hmm.
embraced me like a brother that I knew for years and hugged me. And
Mm-hmm.
because I've watched him in Earn Your Leisure, Rashid,
Mm-hmm.
it's powerful to see them in
Mm-hmm.
action
Mm-hmm.
and still see them actually
Just
gracefully
human.
loving,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
human, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And you
yeah.
can see the passion of why they do what they do and why they are where they are. His presentation was phenomenal, and he had kids at the
So,
end with a live band, and you could just
oh,
hear the energy
mm-hmm.
of everyone in the crowd just loving him because he changed lives.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
during the pandemic, I met two brothers who actually brought his trading platform, the
okay,
Pan was it what was it, Grand Panda, Grand
yeah.
Pandits or something,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
And
And they talked about him. They said that he is a powerful brother who is intentional, warm, energetic, but he's about inspiring and empowering people through growth. And these brothers, they said, to 2020, when they joined his class, his courses, it changed
mm-hmm.
their life. and they were actually featured at #1 on InvestFest when they first had their first InvestFest, Earn Your Leisure.
Oh, really?
So
Oh, oh, I didn't know that.
powerful.
Okay, and
Yeah.
that's Panda. That's Panda.
Red Panda. Yes, thank you. Red
That's
Panda.
all we
They
said. Okay,
joined Red
okay.
Panda, which is actually, he's having a sale right now, 50% off. And I say that because there's enough for us to go around.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even
Mm-hmm.
matter if we're both doing the same thing as far as trading. There's
Right.
enough for us to elevate
Mm-hmm.
as a people of color. What I
Mm-hmm.
can say, what Invest showed is community,
Mm-hmm.
circulating our dollars in the
Mm-hmm.
marketplace to vendors. Oh my God.
Okay. Oh my God. You're just like, go ahead. But were there some key, I mean, you've given me so many takeaways and insights. But were there some vendors before we go into that further? Were there some
Yes,
vendors that you were really excited
yes.
about? Let's highlight
So
them.
yes,
Hmm.
yes, amazing vendors. We had a lot of companies, and I don't remember the name, that had natural hair products that were doing phenomenal.
Hmm.
I mean, literally, they were crowded. Then you had
Hmm.
another company called Sugar Coochie, and shout out to beautiful sister Coochie Coach, because they're looking to merge together because they have products.
Some,
It was
okay.
a lot of networking. If I do
Oh,
a
yeah.
service, if I do service, then you have products. Let's merge together. Another one
Hmm.
that was fascinating to me, I don't know if you heard about her. Her name is Denise. Beautiful young lady. Denise is a realtor that decided to leave America. Single
Hmm.
mother who took her son and
Hmm.
started doing real estate in Dubai. When you think about forward
Wow.
thinking,
Okay.
amazing. Her marketing skills to T.
Really? Really?
I mean, she had flight attendants that was dressed to the T with red on, and Emirates Airlines, you can sign to win a trip to Dubai. But if you wanted to invest with her in Dubai, $5,000. And I mean, her mother was there who supported her. I
Mhm.
mean, the support of the family, the Black family entrepreneurship was on fleek.
So
Amazing.
this was really, it was really circling back to the whole concept of circulating the Black dollar within the Black community and networking with each other to help build and lift everyone up. This is lovely. This is
I
really lovely.
mean,
Hmm.
if you weren't there and feeling that energy, then something was off, because
Hmm.
everything was high vibrational,
Hmm.
everything was intentional, everything. Who BK Crypto, shout out to the team, love you guys, Ansel and Dylan, and in
Hmm.
my second family, Melanie, who's doing her thing right now with Mini Masters and Coochie
Melanie
Coach.
Brown. Hmm.
Melanie Brown, definitely. When you talk about the synergy,
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
was unlike it. Like, it was magical.
Yeah.
Everyone we bumped into, it was like either you thought it and it happened.
Hmm.
Another group that we bumped into was, I think it's called Vice. Ansel, correct me, VYSC, I believe. And they basically, forward thinkers, they actually had a platform, I think it was affiliate, where you can be monitored, your heart can be monitored and get paid in crypto. So you can sit down and it monitors your heartbeat and you get paid in crypto. And so the question was,
Hmm.
yes, if I'm getting monitored, and if my heart is being monitored, and I'm getting paid in crypto, can I use it? Because everyone wants to
Right.
know, is it real life
Hmm.
action? Yes, you can
Hmm.
literally um, uh, you can usually check out and clear out your crypto that you made from your heartbeat, and you can
Hmm.
basically transfer it to either Bitcoin, some type of stable coin, and flow it into some type of digital card
Hmm.
as well.
Hmm.
So it's a
So,
real case scenario.
So is this right here like one of the situations where how traditionally we have been like giving our or basically allowing companies to utilize our information, without being compensated, but now we are able to get compensated for the usage of our information. It's
100%. I
oh,
feel like, what I also feel is that being part of InvestFest, um, we are early. Let's just
mhm,
say that BK Crypto, anyone who's been investing in cryptocurrency, is early. You're
mhm,
talking about a plethora of people, about over 10,000 people, and
right.
And literally you had about 2 platforms that really just kind of like shared about the evolution of the digital assets and what it can do for you. And so yes, owning your data now, it is a thing, right? It's a narrative that now when you think about Helium mobile, when you think about DPIN, right,
Right.
decentralized platforms, you realize that people are fed up and they want to now own their data. And so
Right.
how's that happening? With the heartbeat. I'm sitting down right now. If I had the app of the company, I could be literally making crypto, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you think about
I'm
Helium, when
just
you think
thinking
about
about it because they got to be using, when you think about even like Apple, because Apple, granted, they're doing this whole analysis of you and whatnot and your steps and everything else. But, you got to think about, okay, and I know that they have this information available and they'll alert you and whatnot if you're having some sort of a medical issue or something like that. But I got to think, okay, how else is this information being used? And so a company like that that's monitoring, because ultimately there's going to be some sort of a dollar attached to information that's being
the
acquired, right?
USD,
Oh, it's
100%.
good. Yeah, that's good if you're
Yes.
using US.
And I want to highlight another company that we bumped into, talking about the elephant in the room,
What?
man. And the co-founder or creator is a Brown brother.
Oh, really?
Elephant Money, he created Trunk.
Oh,
I
yeah.
believe Ansel right now is testing out the platform, but let me tell you, his
Mhm.
energy, um, honest, transparent. He's been in
Okay.
the banking industry for a long time. So for him to be in this market, he's tested some things out. There's been
Right, right.
failures, but
Mm-hmm.
he is transparent. So it's
Mm-hmm.
Elephant Money, I believe
Mm-hmm.
elephantmoney.com, and
Mm-hmm.
the actual coin is Trump coin. And so it's a decentralized platform. And I believe you compare against the USD and Trump, and literally, I think they're offering about 97% interest
Mm-hmm.
to basically stake. No, liquidity pool.
Oh.
Let me tell you, we had an amazing conversation with him. We did an interview that will go
Mm-hmm.
live on our YouTube. But the
Mm-hmm.
brother is on point. Why? Because he has a background in financing. He's been in the banking industry, so he knows what the community requires and needs. Elephant
Mm-hmm.
Money. His name is BT. Let me tell you, this brother is forward thinking. And he's been around, I want to say, for 3 or 5 years. He's been on Binance as well. So he's been through the troubleshooting.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm
Oh, wow.
excited to what is happening, what's to come. Another
Mm-hmm.
highlight, which is phenomenal, is
Mm-hmm.
Coin Flip.
Coin
Two
flip.
amazing brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Ansel and Dylan got to actually interview them. And
Okay.
guess what? They're going to be
What?
featured on Earn Your Leisure. That's going to open the door as well to understanding where we are in the market as pertains to the evolution of money, digital assets, cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
we are still new people. We are
Mm-hmm.
still new. So these young brothers from CoinFlip, just hearing their story, one 22 years old, forward thinker. Another brother, I believe he's in his 30s, has a family, but he said he got into crypto because his mentor told him that the best thing that someone ever told him was to get into Bitcoin. So he listened. I don't remember his name. Ansel can help me out here. He listened. I think he said he got into $40,000 in the 401k. I think it was $11 at the
Wow.
time. He was doing the math. And just say, the brother's holding. If you want to think about the price today, it's about 2 million plus.
Mm-hmm.
But that's when you really get that intuitive feeling that
Mm-hmm.
you're ahead of the curve and you need to
Mm-hmm.
make changes in your life. And
Yes.
so those two brothers, 22-year-old, I think he was going to school for financing, and
Mm-hmm.
I think he said he was homeless, and literally he said, I need to start learning
Okay.
because that knowledge actually is your money. Let's,
Mm-hmm.
let's, let's talk about it again. Your knowledge is your money if you apply it and you
Mm-hmm.
execute it. The reason why we're here in this podcast and we've been successful in our growth in BK crypto and because we knew something was shifting in 2017 and we knew we had to educate ourselves. And first it
Mm-hmm.
was just for ourselves, it was for the understanding that something was shifting, but it opened up doors to educate others.
Mm-hmm.
That's the narrative. Earn
Yeah.
your leisure. But
'Cause-
Earn your
yeah.
leisure, others was a financial advisor and the other one's an educator. They
Mm-hmm.
merge and integrate their passion to have Earn your leisure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is how it happens. You have to
Yeah.
educate
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Most importantly. Most.
Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
Phenomenal.
okay. So, whatever information you may have learned during the conference, how do you plan on applying? What are going to be your next steps moving forward? How are you inspired, and what sort of next steps do you see for yourself and for, those that you apply wisdom to?
Definitely it hit a nerve. I mean, I think that even while we were on the plane, to be honest, we were already at work. Like everything that we, as BK Crypto, let's talk about that. Just all the things that we already had planned. Dylan and I, we were on the plane together, so we were all like this. Did you get this? Did you get that? Okay, we got to post this. Let's connect with who we met during the conflict. Let's talk about Ian Dunlap, getting together, connect with him with what we're doing with the schools. Like it was nonstop. Like we couldn't even sleep. We were on a high. Literally, Coochie Coach. She was like, listen, it's 365 days. What do we have next going on? We all have our individual plan, but what are we doing as a collective, right? Shout out to Circle of Tycoon. Let me tell you, we talk about forward thinking. We actually got an interview with them, but I say this to the mind. He is educating the community about not only wealth building, he's educating about trust, creating a trust, right?
Yeah,
With your
very
business.
important.
And also he's doing robo real estate.
Oh, okay. Please explain that.
Let me tell you something. When you think about the evolution, not only of humans, but think about the evolution of technology, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had, the Web 1, the Web 2, the Web 3, you had the snail mail to email. You think about the pay phone to the smartphone. If
Mm-hmm.
you can just stick in that energy, life will be transformational for you. So when we think about technologies changing our world, as well as the currency, that's why we're in digital currency and
Right.
crypto. Think about real estate. Now, I'm a licensed realtor with corporate, but think about supply and demand, and think about inflation, the cost of things that's costing us more. So robo just means that now we're dealing with a robot that can build homes quicker than the man can, with more efficient, better supplies, and healthier. We're talking about tiny homes. We're talking about, and I'm sure you've seen it because they're using it all around the world now. In Jamaica,
Yeah.
they're advancing
They,
their
they
economic
call it
system.
like 3D printed homes, right?
3D printed homes, correct. And I know Amazon has, I think it's block homes, but this is actually better. And it's being done within 7 to 14 days.
That's
Don't believe it.
amazing.
Yes, look into
7
Circle
to
of
14
Tycoon.
days. What's it called again? Say it
Listen,
again for people.
Circle of Tycoon.
Circle of
Follow them.
Tycoon. Circle of
Correct. We had an
Tycoon.
interview with them.
Okay.
So when we're talking about Invest Fest, forward thinker, forward thinking, transformational, when you think about 19 Keys in Dunlap, you think about Billy Carson, you think about Yacht Awakening, and why I'm on it, tits. Let me keep flowing with that. Let me tell you what the highlights of people who were there. You think about Steve Harvey. You talk about Damon John, right?
So what's he called?
Shannon Sharp. You're talking about Lauren London. We're talking about health and wellness, right? You're talking about Stephen A. Smith, Monica. We've all been evolving. You're talking about Pinky Cole, Wyclef John. You're talking about conversation with forward thinking of AI and what's going to be in the future and why we should look at AI to help to assist us in our advancement.
Yes.
50 Cent, again. Don Peebles, amazing. Tyrese, he had to be there. Let's talk about Stephen A. Smith, beautiful speech. Of course, Troy Millings, excuse me, from Earn Your Leisure, who was an educator. Rashad, of course, from Bilal, of course, Earn Your Leisure. They had a vision. And this is, I believe, their 4th year. And if you weren't there this year, you need to set your calendar up for next year. What we're setting up, BK Crypto, hands down, is going to have a booth. Talking about planning, financial soul healer, soul natural healer, me transforming life through financial trauma, have to be there. You're talking about mindset transformation, anything that I might have felt uncomfortable with, I got uncomfortable and I made changes. I called up my coaches to help me in my training, to Alexandra with my background and, just preparing me with my sights, and the vision that she had, and she helped me to bring in my energy with my pictures. Like, it was like, hey, Alexandra, I need you now. I just left Invest Fest. We have an upped our game.
Yeah.
J. Nicole, manifesting coach. When you're talking about leveling up, tremendously. You're talking about Stacks, talking to Kenny, like, you know what, who was a teacher who teaches trading, but like now we have to evolve. It's a non-stop transformation. Either you're
And
part of the
you make it your
transformation
own.
or you sit in the background.
That's right. That's right. And the important thing, it seems to me like the big takeaway from this is that you can't do it alone.
Oh, you cannot. You need your team.
Right. Right.
You need your team.
So, so I can hear that you would totally invest that others, and you would totally say that others should consider attending Invest Fest next year, 2025. So we're sure they'll probably be doing it again, right?
100%. 2025, just even to break it down, 2025, as we're in the
Mhm.
8 year, which is the 8 years about abundance, right? The 8 years about your business, creativity. But you're moving into 2025, which is the year of the 9. And the 9 is about transformation and transitioning. So if you understand that energy in itself, what are you transforming and transitioning into? This is a game that tall guy tycoon says, we're playing a game of chess, not checkers.
So here, really, before we wrap this up, was there a conversation that you had with anyone that inspired you, made you think differently, or just fired you up? Like, was there a conversation that you had, and what's like a
Oh my
key?
God, it's several. So I got to bump into a lot of my influencers that I love to watch. Queen Poe, she's a beautiful sister that talks about astrology and transformation with alignment of the stars. And I just walked into her, and it's fun because she actually helped me shift during the super blue moon, and that actually just passed about a week or so ago. And seeing her, we just had deep conversation about the transformation of the mindset, people of color, how we represent ourselves, where we're shifting in alignment, understanding the planetary alignments, and where we thinking as forward future thinkers and
Right.
collaboration. That was powerful. That was just walking through actually the marketplace. Another
Okay.
major beautiful conversation that I had was actually with tall guy tycoon, also known as Armando. Just his story and his excitement to expand his brand for the community, but to prepare them to build wealth and understanding the need for financial wellness and healing financial traumas. Powerful, insightful. Another powerful conversation was with 19 Keys. I got to meet him, but why I was intentional to meet him because he said what resonated with me was about keeping your dollars circulating in the Black community.
Yeah.
A lot of us own t-shirt lines, which BK Crypto. And so when I met him, I said to him, it's intentional for us. I heard you said to come to your store to talk about your company manufacturing other Black owned businesses that have t-shirt lines. So
Oh,
for me, it was about BK Crypto looking into his manufacturing company
okay.
to not only help with branding and being seen, but also to have him
This
manufacture
goes
our
back to
t-shirts
circulating the money within the Black community.
in the
There you
Black
go.
community. So that was a powerful conversation. I had to have a conversation because yes, we are supporting other communities that have advanced our brand, and thank you for that. But if we're being intentional, like other communities, like the Chinese communities, the Indian communities,
Yeah.
as well as the Jewish community, then why are we not intentional with our dollars?
Yeah. Yeah. Because others are
Because
very
others
intentional.
are
Yeah, they
very
are.
intentional, very intentional.
This is true.
And
So we.
also, I had a great conversation with King Simon, who's the numerologist. Powerful, just because Fool was there. It just dynamic souls that I might have seen in New York, being from Brooklyn, but to see them outside of your home and still having a loving and vibrant energy, hands down.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing, there's a sister who there was a pitch contest, and they basically, I think they had about 45K, and I think Marathon had 100K that contributed to anyone who won. And I think it was a juicing company that she had, and she helped to heal her husband. natural healing
Wow. Yeah.
modalities,
Yeah.
and
And
she was ready to go. Her company was
help,
ready for it thinking, and guess what? She
help,
won the pitch. She
and
won
she
the
won
pitch. Yes.
$100,000. That's great. That's
I think it was
great.
hundred
Yes.
thousand dollars.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what we say.
Yes.
Health is wealth. Health is wealth. You know. Yeah.
Hundred
Your here
percent.
your physical health and your mental health. It's all
It's
important.
everything.
Yeah, yeah. And especially as it relates to, financial wellness, as we talk about that all the time. And then you help heal people through their financial trauma. So it's like that sounds like this whole and what's interesting, and I was surprised to hear this, that there were others in the room at InvestFest who were chiming in on that same concept, the need,
Oh, a
because
hundred
so
percent.
many of us, yeah, so many of us are, damaged through through whatever we've experienced in our past or our families or whatever, financially, or we didn't get knowledge or whatever, or yeah, I don't know, some parent is like, oh God, I'm not going to tell my husband that I spent this or whatever. It's just like because they don't want to deal with the repercussions of that. You know what I mean?
A
It's just
hundred
like,
percent. Yes.
yeah, we all need to work through all those
We
issues.
all, and Kim, there's levels to it. You know,
Yeah.
19 Keys talk
Check
about
levels.
it. I mean,
Mhm.
Tall Guy Tycoon talk about the levels of scarcity and feeling
Yeah.
deprived and why we spend the way we
Yeah.
spend. But there's
Mhm.
levels to it because every time you get to one glass ceiling, you want to break that to go higher up. I
Yeah.
believe your
Yeah.
friend that we interviewed, Stacy,
Mhm.
talked about the media psychologist. She was like, let's start here so that
Mhm.
we can level up.
Mhm.
We don't have to
Mhm.
keep going to the past. We can
Yep.
identify it and we
Mhm.
can cleanse of it and level up where we are,
Mhm.
the tools that we have now
Mhm.
to elevate us.
Yep.
And find those who you feel speak to your soul to that
Mhm.
resonates with you and what you're doing, maybe to
Mhm.
collab, maybe to inspire,
Mhm.
and educate yourself,
Yeah.
inform and
Yeah.
execute.
Right there in your community. It's like I've met so many people through just going to meetup meetings. Meetup is all over the country. It's all over the world. That's honestly, I was looking for some meetup people while I was in France. I'm currently in Morocco, and I haven't got a chance to look up any meetups here in Morocco as of yet. But reach out, step outside of your comfort zone. You never know who you're going to meet. You might meet somebody who has that piece of the puzzle to help you take that next step forward. So
Life
that's,
changing.
yeah, exactly. It's really true. Don't
Yes.
hold everything in. Don't hold everything in. We're meant to be, connected with others, and others, you'd be surprised how many people are willing to help you. I actually met a young guy at the first Airbnb that we stayed in out here, and actually I'm already talking to him to help him to improve his Airbnb. Lovely young man, Ahmad. Hey, Ahmad. um, lovely, a lovely person. And I was just like, hello. I mean, I've been an Airbnb host for like 8 years, something like that, and I know a few things. I've helped a number of people in the United States. Why not help them? Do I want anything? Anyway, continue. Yeah.
Yes. So I know we're getting close to the time, but I want to
Yeah.
echo definitely to the world. I want to say is that the future starts now. Transformation
Yeah.
already began. And the plethora of Gen Zs that I saw, just
Mhm.
my heart. In film industries, entrepreneurs, we met a plethora of group of young men, 19, 20, 21, 22, having their own business from Detroit. I mean, the love, the synergy, the creativity. If you're
Yeah.
not in it because you're not a part of the change, and if you're not feeling it because you're just not in it, as 19
Yeah.
Key says,
Yeah.
it is truly divine to be around my community and
Yeah.
see the transformation that is being made. Are you going to be part of that?
We sure hope so. Until next time, we will see you on Echo with BK Crypto in the house.
vision clear. Echo, echo, hear the sound. Voices lifting off the ground. In the marching silent stream. Echoes of a crypto dream.